This presentation is about your customer journey and why it's more important than anything else. And I mean that it really is. So, a quick introduction. I'm Aaron Johnsfield. Been in this industry, construction industry, for 20 years. I've run my own business for the last 10 years. We're not just a supplier, we're a multi award winning installation business in our own right as well, working in retail and contracts. We're a 7-figure business and growing. We've done 1,200 installations, well, we will do by the end of 2022, and further growth for us in 2023. I'm also the founder of the KVB Supply Services, with the vision to change the industry, because we believe the industry's upside down. The profits are taken from the top. We're left with the crappy end of the stick sometimes as installers, and we want to change that. We want to make our trade partners independent by running their own businesses, having their own software, everything they need to control their own process and get in front of the customers themselves, and just being completely more independent, instead of depending on the showrooms and the trade counters and the people that make life difficult, really, and take the money from us. So we want to change it, and we hope you will help us do that. So the purpose of this presentation is about your customer journey. So understanding the importance of your customer journey, why getting this right will change everything, and why it's important, and why this is important for you to escape lower paid work, and how to get started creating your perfect customer journey. So when you talk about customer journey, it's basically everything from the initial inquiry or your ad, however you're pulling customers in. And again, if you're doing labour only work at the moment, and you're looking to change that, which you should be, and controlling your own business and your own process, then the journey is everything from the minute they've seen you somewhere, usually online, or had a referral from someone else, and it's every single step from that point up to hopefully getting a 5-star review from them, because obviously the 5-star review on your Google or whatever platform you're using for reviews, Google's obviously a massive one. I'd always recommend you use it, just because it works well with your website. But the journey is everything in between those 2 points. So the better you manage every step in between those 2 points, the better, because really that's what the customer's buying from you. It's that end-to-end experience. The kitchen, or the work you're doing is very just much formality in there that they sort of expect anyway. But all the other stuff is the journey that you take them on, and you take your team on from start to finish is really important, and having it mapped out is critical. So why is it so important? Well, without a customer journey, you don't have a business. If everything's on a pad, you're not keeping records of where every job is up to at any time, then you don't really have a business. Because if it's all just in your head or scribbled down somewhere, or just it's not a proper way of doing it, is it? So it's very hard to call it a business when there's nothing operating as a machine, and that's what the customer journey is. That's the sort of cogs that everything's moving. And if you do get busier, say you wanted to bring a new member of staff in, you wanted someone to do some admin tasks for you, or you just wanted to grow your business. If you don't know where every job's up to and what the next step is, and where each job is in the process, how are you going to do that? You won't have any way to delegate if you don't have some way of managing the process from end to end, because you won't be able to tell people what to do next. And if you think that you telling them what to do next is growing your business, it's not. That's just making you busier, because then you've got more people to tell what to do, and you don't. It's not the way to do it. So if you're going to delegate, we need to get this. Or delegate, maybe not even now. If you're not yet delegating, but in future you might grow, then the perfect time to implement this is while you're still quite small, because or just doing a few jobs, just so you're getting into the habit of doing it. So if you did grow at some point in the future, you're ready to go. So where do you start? So a spreadsheet's fine to start with. Obviously, there's lots of things out there that cost a lot of money that you can implement into your business to manage processes. But the basic system and basic processes can be used just on a basic spreadsheet, usually like a Google spreadsheet or something like that, where you can access it everywhere. You can access it on your phone, your iPad, your computer, all the rest of it. So you don't need to be thinking too fancy at this stage. You just need to get going. So what should be in it? The customer journey. It's not just one continuous spreadsheet. You need to break it down into sections, and I'll talk you through what I believe those sections should be. And this is how I break down the processes for each one of our businesses that does installation work into sort of the same categories, because it's usually all the same. So I want to break it down into stages. So stage one, section one, sorry, should I say, is leads. So inquiries that you've had, where are they up to, where did they come from, all the rest of it. You know, you're gonna want to know the data on all the things, on all the people that are inquiring with you, where they've come from, when they inquired, dates, you know, month, all the rest of it. So section one of your spreadsheet would be leads. Then you've got quotes outstanding. So once you've been to see the customer and they're no longer a lead at that point, they're then an outstanding quote because you've been to see them, they're now a quote. So they've moved from there to there. And we want to follow up those. So until they become a job, they stay in quotes. And we get a yes or no. We need to make sure that we understand why they're saying yes and why they're saying no. All the feedback you get from those people is useful. And again, you'd log that in the spreadsheet. So you can always go back, you know, once a week, once a month, look at it. Why did they go ahead? Because understanding why people buy and why they don't buy, both pieces of information are just as important. It's always good practice to get that feedback. So section 3 would be designs in progress. So we've had the lead, they've had a quote, we followed them up, they've said yes. Now we're going to move them into the design process. So this is where they've said they want to proceed, but usually with a kitchen, you'll give them the initial quote, then they'll come back and go, yes, I'm interested. Then you'll need to finalize the design. So that bit is sort of where they'll sit until you've got sort of the final quotation done for them. And then once you've got the designs signed off and the final quote done, we'd then move them into projects to set up. So projects to set up. So we'd always recommend, you know, you by now, you should have took a deposit, you should have got your furniture money. We'd normally recommend you take your furniture money up front, 100%, and at least 40% of your installation costs, and leave 60% of your installation costs on completion. That's the way I would structure it as a bare minimum. That's usually working out around a 65% deposit. But it needs to cover, obviously, the furniture. You want a commitment from them that they're going to stick to that date that you've given them, because people cancelling on you a week or two before the job starts is like, well, you know, what are you supposed to do if you can't fill that time? So always take the correct amount of deposit. But this is where you track all that stuff. So have we took the deposit payment, all the rest of it? So we'd keep every job that's finished the quote, they've accepted the designs are finished, but they've not yet started. So these are the jobs that are in between the design process and actually being a live project. And in here, you would have all the things that are required in setting up that project. And there is a template that we can do that will be in the hub for you to download and adapt to your own business. So don't worry too much about all this for now. We'll come on to that again. So again, on the projects you're set up with, you'd be making sure things are done like, right, you've booked your sparking, you've booked your skip, you've done this, you've done that, you know, so you'd have your checklist basically. So before the job starts, have I done all these things? And you just track it in your spreadsheet to make sure, again, you're being organized. Once you've set your project up, you've got projects in progress. So then you'll just have that in a section of the spreadsheet where you'll have a number of things in there as well. Like, you know, did you know, have you signed the job off? Is there any problems? You know, so you sort of, that's your project management bit. When you're ordering your materials, you know, you just need to make sure that everything's been done before the job starts, and once it's in progress, make sure things are on site, you know, all the rest of it. Again, we'll come on to template in a moment. So project 6 is projects to close. So how you close the job is crucial in leaving a sweet taste in the mouth of the customer and getting a review to make sure that you're growing your brand. So if you get a good job, make sure you get a review, make sure it's 5-star, make sure they sing your praises, which they usually will do. So they're the 6 sections. So just to recap, we've got leads, quotes, outstanding, designs in progress, projects are set up, projects in progress, and projects to close. And each part of that has its own part of the process. And I will show you now roughly what that should look like. And this is in the hub, available for download. So I'll move me down there. So we've got leads. So this is the leads tab. Again, we'll put this in for download. This is literally been copied out of our business. So I've taken things out of it that you probably don't need. But if anything doesn't make sense, you just need to remove it or ask us questions. But it's, you just use it how you feel fit. But this is how we use it. So we have the name, obviously, the customer, lead qualified. So making sure that it's the right type of customer is critical. Make sure that is a genuine lead before you go and see it. Don't waste time with people that aren't genuine leads. Make sure if you've got a minimum spend, they know what it is. All the rest of it, don't waste time with people that aren't serious. Job type, is it supply and fit? Are you just supplying the stuff and, or whatever, or you just fitting? I'd track that. So I'd have, just write in fit only, supply and fit. And then over time, you can build a picture up of what type of lead you're getting. Any notes put in there, customer's email address, postcode, first 3, put full address in there, including the postcode first 3. The reason why I say first 3 is because you just want the first 3 digits of the postcode. So then you can filter that out to see what your most popular postcodes are. It's just easier to filter the spreadsheet out when you do it that way. Who's booked the appointments? You might have people in your team that booking appointments for you. You might want to keep track of that. We have a number of people that do that, so we might like to know who it was. Interaction type, this might be how they landed, if they found you through the website. What was the first thing they did? Did they book on a contact form? Did they go on to your online booking system? Did they email you first? So we track interactions, and then how they booked. Did they, use the online booking system? Did they ring up and do it over the phone? So again, we're just tracking where leads are coming from. Marketing channel, so where's it come from? Was it organic search? Was it paid traffic? Was it Facebook? Was it a referral from somewhere else? Was it recommendation? Day and number, so obviously your day and number that it was received, the lead, the month it was received, any notes, if they requested finance. Again, we offer finance, so if you want finance, we say yes or no, then that triggers new things. Calendly, so we use a Calendly for booking on our website, and then we can get that to automatically put things into our spreadsheet, which again, if you need help doing something like that, we can do. But again, you might want to delete that at this point if you're just using a basic spreadsheet. And then brochure sent out. So sometimes we might send them a brochure in the post. So again, part of that lead coming in, we've got a good process. We've captured all the data. If we want a brochure sending out, we'll send them a brochure out, but then someone puts that box green to say, yep, I've done that. Once we've been out to see them, and you'll notice as well, we haven't just got one category here. We've got new leads, leads quoted, disqualified, failed. So we'll move them into different parts of this spreadsheet for when they're new and when they've been quoted. We'll just copy and paste them, or cut and paste and move them down there. Disqualified means where you might get a lead come in here, but then you might disqualify him. You think, no, that's not for me, that job. So you've disqualified it. Failed leads will be ones that you just didn't go and see, or they cancelled on you. Again, we're building data here, so we want to see. I would want to see this information in my business, and I'd recommend that you're keeping track of this, because it will make you realize if you're wasting your time as well. Especially if you're looking to grow, you want to see, well, why are we getting so many failed leads? Well, maybe the quality of the leads isn't good enough. Maybe the website's not good enough, because if you've got a rubbish website, you're going to get rubbish leads. And this is what that's going to tell you. If we're getting loads of failed leads because the website's crap, then we need to sort that out. That's why good digital presence is really, really important, because you just really want all new leads quoted, and disqualified, because if you disqualified them, that means that you're in control of that. And again, but you shouldn't be disqualifying that many. If you are doing, then again, you've got a problem somewhere. But this, just having one list with them all in here isn't very helpful. Segregating them out so you can see data and understand the trends that are going on is really critical. And the issues here, if you see issues here, then you've got a problem with your marketing. Your marketing either isn't good enough, it's saying the wrong things, you're attracting the wrong people. So again, this is a good place to come and look at and see where you're at. So quotes again. So we send a video to the customers with so if we've got the design and the quote, we'll do a video a bit like this one that you're watching now, where we will talk them through the design, talk them through the product list, and it really helps with conversion. We then use Better Proposals piece of software, which basically then, once they've accepted the proposal, they just sign it online. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about that for now. You might want to delete that, but that's something that we do, so I've left it in there. And it's something I would say you want to do eventually when you get more organized and you want to spend a bit more money on technology, if you wanted to do that, but it's probably not something to worry about right now. So notes, always confirm the customer's received it. If you can send them a follow-up text, either through a piece of software or manually, just say, hi, just make sure you got your quote. Put the value of the quote in here so we can track that. If you're doing Facebook remarketing or anything like that, you can add them to an audience and show them ads about your business. That's quite an advanced piece of marketing that I wouldn't worry too much about that. But if you wanted to do it, speak to us. We can help you set that up. Because that works quite powerfully. So what happens in our business is when someone's inquired, they go into a Facebook audience, and then we'll show them pictures of our previous jobs on Facebook, and we'll show them reviews that other people have said. So basically, once customers inquired before the survey, they're then seeing stuff about us on Facebook, and it just helps the conversion rate. It helps people trust us. Feedback. So obviously, if you spoke to the customer and they've given you some feedback, good or bad, write it in there. Note the date that the quote was received. Post it if you can and get it posted. Make sure if you've sent the Loom video, the customer's watched it, so you can get the software like this, dead easy to use, and you just make sure they're watching these videos of you explaining the quote to them and the design. Again, if you need a script for that or anything, any help with that, we can do that. Proximity letters, we recommend using neighborhood cards. So when you go into a survey, go and post a leaflet or a neighborhood card in the doors around that house and let them know you're in the area. You'd be surprised what you get back off that. If you need help with that as well, the design and the print of those, we can help you with that. Just give us an email at trade@kdbsupplyservices.co.uk. Then we've got notes here, what numbers you sent those to. So if you did put the letters in the doors, just note what numbers you put them in. And then just basically your follow-up. So if you're not hearing back from the customer, give them a second follow-up. And then the 3-line email is one that we use, which basically is just a dead quick email that says, hello, so-and-so, further to the kitchen quote, are you still interested in this kitchen from us? Literally that, just ask her if they're still interested. Don't go into loads of waffle. And that does give a good response, that email. Again, if you need to see a template of that, we can create one for you. Or just give you the exact wording that we use. But again, that's just making sure that from a quotation perspective, we've sent them a video, we've shown them stuff on Facebook, we've rang them, we've texted them, we followed them up again. We've done everything at that point. If they're not going ahead at that point, then we've done what we can do. But the conversion rate is over 50%. If you're seeing the right customers and you're following that process, you should be getting over a 50 to 60% conversion rate, and not 20 to 30% like bang average. You will notice that if you do this properly, follow the process properly, you'll convert a lot more. So designs in progress. Just on the quotes again, you'll notice again that we've put them into open, lost, and disqualified. So again, we still might disqualify a quote ourselves after we've done it. They might come back to us and start being a pain. Some customers sometimes just, you do the initial quote, and it's become a bit of a nuisance, and you just sense that it's going nowhere, so you just disqualify them. Just say sorry, no. Quotes lost, again, if you have gone with someone else, just put them there. But you're putting these into categories again of where each one is up to. So consultation design stage. So again, first consultation date, initial comments. If you've got any design amendments that they want to use, note them in there. Then put the quote amount excluding VAT in there. Consultation type. Again, is it just supply and fit, or is it supply only? I don't know. You might have different types of consultation. If you don't, just delete that one. Again, if they're in finance, we have a WhatsApp group. So design consultation WhatsApp group, that means. So with our designer, whoever's working on it, we'll create a WhatsApp group. So the correct people are in that WhatsApp group, so we can all communicate around that design. And I'd recommend you do the same with your designer, if that's us or whoever, or you're doing it yourself, that's fine. But again, we just have a WhatsApp group for it. So when you see WA or WAG, it means WhatsApp group or WhatsApp. And this DC means design consultation. So then we put the 2D designs in the WhatsApp group. We put survey pictures in the WhatsApp group. So again, you may just email us instead of doing WhatsApp groups, but that's just, again, because we're internally got a bigger team. That's the way we do it. Estimated installation date. So that's just something to, again, because we let our designers tell the customer this is roughly when your installation is going to happen. But again, you probably won't want to do that, so you could delete that. 2D, 3D plans in the WhatsApp group. Plan checks. This is after the design session's done. So put the 2D and 3D plans in the WhatsApp group, or like in your case, probably email them back to you or put them in your portal for your software. Plan check. Make sure that's done. That's duplicated. Tile quantity checked. Again, if you're ordering splashback tiles or stuff like that, you might just want to check certain things. We've flagged that as an important item because the wrong quantities sometimes get ordered if we're doing the floor or the walls. Plan check note. So again, if there are any issues or everything's okay, just note it in there. Then you send the second quote out to the customer. Second quote notes, make sure they're happy with everything. If there's any design amends, then they got the final quote accepted, yes or no. So again, you're just going through the process. Upsell, downsell is basically what you want to do is go back to your lead and you quote here and compare what the initial quote was to what the end of the design session quote was. So that will give you data as well, because what you might find is that people are coming in, for an $8,000 initial quote, but by the time you finish your design session, they're actually spending 12. So when you're tracking this, you'll see a trend that tells you. Like I know, for instance, we upsell most of our designs by £1,000 approximately. So we put a basic quote together for them, but when they've done the design session, usually they've spent more money. But at least you're aware of where you're at. I think that's quite important to keep that number visible, so you can understand what's happening when designs are happening. Proposals signed. Again, we use proposal software at the end of the process to get them to sign to say they're happy and they've signed our terms and conditions. If you need to set something like that up, give us a shout. We can help you do that. Deposit notes. So again, we take deposit. So if the customer is on finance or they want a different payment structure, which we don't generally do, but sometimes we'll bend a little bit. And if for some reason the design session fails and they don't go ahead after all this, which is unusual, but it does happen from time to time, we again segregate them by these are what's in progress, these are complete, and these have failed to convert. Then if they're complete, we go into projects to set up. So we've got pending and set up with the two sections here. So again, we put in the final job. This was the final price. Again, we've got that on the previous one as well, but we duplicate it here as well. Deposit invoice sent. So again, take your deposit off them. Make sure that you've took 100% of the furniture and at least an installation deposit. So you've got commitment from them. So you've got deposit sent, receipt sent, create your WhatsApp group for your job. Again, that's just something we do. So if we've got a number of installers working on a job, they might have a plasterer, joiner, all the rest of it, Tyler. We'll put everybody in that WhatsApp group and keep everybody communicating there. It works so much easier. So create WhatsApp group, photos saved, who the fitter is, when it's estimated to start, what date the waste needs to be there. So again, we're getting ready for the job here. Make sure we're organised. Is it a skip? Is it going to be a collection from the driveway? Is it going to, what's happening with the waste? When do you need the skip delivered? Timeline 1. So this will just be like when the job starts, when it's supposed to finish, what date do you want the products delivered? If you're paying a fitter, if you're not doing it yourself, then what's the PO you're paying that fitter? And then again, you're just setting all this up because the customer's going ahead now, pays your deposit. You just want to put all this information in there so you know where you're at with everything. Product orders created. So if you need to order gear, have you done it? If there's any one-off items, any awkward bits that might not be standard, have you ordered those? Make sure you order any notes, any order notes that you've got have been updated. Like, you might have a note somewhere about the orders in particular, that you've just updated everything and you've said, right, I've ordered that, I've ordered that, I've ordered that. Installation notes, if you've got an electrician scheduled, is he required, yes or no? What date? Plasterer scheduled, required, yes or no? If there is, what date? Waste method, again, skip. Waste size, is it 8 yard, 6 yard? Target completion date, and then 2 work order sent to the fitter. So you've said what the price is here. Right, I've sent him his PO. Right, I give him his date. Cool. 3D plans added to the WhatsApp group. Start dates agreed with the customer. Customer date confirmation. Any notes again about the last few sections. Make sure you've paid for your orders. Make sure anything that you need to order is there. If you put in the purchase orders in the WhatsApp group, sometimes it's a good idea. That one could be deleted. And then, has the waste been arranged? Have you ordered it? That one can be deleted. And then just job setup, yes or no. So it is quite a lengthy process to set a job up properly, but you're seeing the detail that you go to. If you box all these things off, your jobs are going to be a lot easier, because the purpose of this is to prompt you. You might think, well, I'll do it anyway, but the thing is, if you grow, you're going to have more jobs on. So early days when we started, we used the basic spreadsheet like this, and we used it for a long time. And now we use a more complex system. But this is a great place to start. And for now, these are just prompts to make you do the things that are required. So projects in progress, you got in progress and complete. So we're always segregating each bit. Start date, that's duplicated. So products on site, again, if the group chat's there and deliveries are happening while we're on site, you can just ask the guys, has everything been delivered? We have a product board. So again, that's in our software. So you would probably want to delete that, but that basically lists all the products that we're due to site, and then someone ticks them off to say that they're there. You could create a manual system for that, or if you wanted to go super techie and you wanted help doing that, we could help you move past a Google Sheet at some point and use the same system that we use. So any bits that are still missing, so anything that's missing, we always mark it on here. And then just, making sure we've got waste collection sorted, make sure that we've done a close call. So once the job's finished, we close call the customer, make sure they're happy. We have an inspector that goes out to our jobs after the finish. So we would book in for inspection date, hour, finance sign off if there is one, warranty certificate, we'd give them that. Completion images uploaded, warranty start date. So again, this is the date the warranty starts, and it runs for 3 years. Again, you're just keeping records, because when you get busy and you're doing loads more jobs, this stuff sounds like, why do you tell us? But things will start happening. They'll start catching you out, because you won't remember everything. So it's a good discipline to make sure that you're doing this stuff. And obviously, just make sure you've invoiced a job, you've sent them a receipt. We can get rid of that one for the purpose of this. And then this is important, because then we've got estimated gross profit and actual gross profit. I'll just remove that word, because what we want to know is what we thought we were going to make on the job. So let's say we've estimated we're going to make £2,000. Did we make that, or did we make £1,000, or where did it go right, where did it go wrong? Then we do a cost analysis to see if there's something can be improved on next time. Maybe we've mispriced something, that can be deleted. And then we just do cost analysis, and then, yep, job is closed. So project's in progress. So yeah, so this one was in progress. So this is the process you follow when the job's still in progress, right to the end. But even though we've said it's in progress here, or closed, we're just closing the job in terms of, right, to the customer, that's now closed-ish. What we've then got as a separate sort of process is if we're going to do a blog or a case study about that job, social media posting. Sometimes we do a video for the customer as well. So we'll do all the pictures that we've got from their project. We'll sort of put like a video together for them and send it to them and be like, oh, wow, look at your new project. And, they respond quite well to that. Sometimes we put them, you got to get good images though for that. So don't promise it to everyone, but if you get good images and you've got time to do that, or someone that can do it for you, we'll upload it onto Facebook and YouTube and stuff and send them the link, and they'll love it. Then you've got ask for review. Always do that. Google My Business, GMB, Google My Business. Make sure you post about there. Post there about your job, images, what the job was like. You always keep that profile for Google My Business or Google Maps, whatever it's called now, updated. We add it to Google Images as well on the same platform. And then we have a photo gallery as well. So we have a link in a Google Photos folder where we put all our best pictures, and then we send that link to customers to say, here's our most recent projects. Again, anything that you're listening to here that you think, oh, I don't know what you mean, just if you've got any queries, give us a shout. Just bear in mind that our operation is quite complex. You just need to make sure you've got these sections there and take out the bits that you're not going to use in the meantime, but don't delete stuff that you don't be lazy, basically. If it needs doing or it should be done, make sure you're doing it. Don't delete the columns that are obviously needed, no matter what. So Instagram and Facebook posted, so just post about the jobs on there. Put images on. Job closed, and again we've got we can actually ignore that for the purpose of this because it's on the other sheet as well. We do some bits of duplication in our system, so that's why I've been deleting a few things, because they are repeated a couple of times. So that's it. You've got your leads, quotes, designs, projects to set up, projects in progress, projects to close. And again, this is just a template for you to use. So don't think you have to stick to it, add to it, remove bits you don't want. It's just something to get you started and get you thinking that, this is that's how it should be done. When you get to a point where this isn't working for you anymore because there's just so much work going on, if you get to that point, get in touch with us and we'll help you move to a better system. But this is a good place to start. So I hope that was useful. I hope you see the importance of it, because it is important if you're going to delegate or just get more efficient, or just keep records and be able to analyze your business, after sort of 12 months. Because I run these January to December, and then every December I'll have a good look through all this and see what's going on and see what we can improve on. But without that data there, you wouldn't be able to do that, and you just walk into the next year blind, not thinking, oh, how did last year go? You don't really know. You've not got the data to look at. So I'd highly recommend making a start on this. Get everything in there. Maybe go back 3 months and upload it. A bit of work involved in that, but you'll be glad you've done it, because you'll be able to see what your most popular postcodes are. You'll just see things that you've not seen before. So anyway, right. Keep coming back to the hub for more content and more videos. We'll keep things flowing. We'll keep it moving. If you need anything, email us, call us, do what you need to do. If you need any support, you know where we are. All right. Take care. See you soon.